So, over the weekend, we have all by now no doubt heard the news that Sri Lanka has been rocked by a series of devastating attacks. As the news came out, it was initially thought that there were only 7 blasts. Now it appears that the attack, though that would have been bad, was far worse than we at first thought, and that as possibly as high as 8 or 9 blasts have rocked the island, and in fact 24 people have been arrested by the FBI and Interpol in relation to this. Over 290 are dead and hundreds more injured after 9 suicide bombers blew themselves up in a series of hotels and churches on Christmas Sunday. And this, we understand, has been designed to attack the religious in that country, targeting mainly Christians, and has been designed chiefly to instill fear and to destabilise, as with almost all terrorist attacks. Now, many people, more important and established than myself, such as Pope Francis, Donald Trump and Barack Obama, have said many things about this. But all that really can be said is that this is shocking, this is devastating, and that it will be a long, long time until the community in Sri Lanka feels safe again, no matter how much support they are given. All that is known really at this point is that this appears to have been a very well-planned attack, that there are people from Washington, California and London caught up in all of this, that, as I say, many people have been arrested, that there are many more likely to be, and that it was clearly meant to shock, to horrify and to intimidate as many people as is possible. Now, unfortunately, at times like this, often the response is to call for blood, to call for vengeance, and to meet fear with fear, terror with terror, and so on. Yet history shows us that this is the wrong response. This does not lead to peace, this does not lead to understanding, and it certainly does not lead to a faster road to healing. So I encourage all those in power to please stay calm, to take it slow, and to not do anything rash. And yes, Mr. Trump, as hard as that may be to believe, I am including you in that. Even though troops have been offered by the US, I think that would be a vast mistake. Aid is needed, support is needed, comfort for the Sri Lankan people and people affected around the world, definitely. But vengeance is not the answer. I think right now what we must understand is that if what is desired by the terrorists is for all of us to lose our heads, for all of us to feel scared, and for all of us to act in a way contrary to how we would normally, then we must do what we would always have done and not let them win by getting what they want. Yes, punishment must be meted out to those who perpetrated this, and as over the next few days it's understood which groups are behind this, I'm sure they will be rounded up. But in the past, unfortunately, members of the civilian population have often taken it upon themselves to simply do unwise things, such as attacking anybody that they associated with groups who may or may not be associated with terror, and that type of thing simply perpetrates these actions. Why the Christians are now being targeted for terror is anyone's guess. All that can be said now is our hearts go out to all victims' families, all those affected, whether here in Australia, in Sri Lanka or around the world, And we can only hope that very soon understanding will come from all this, and a swift and measured solution be found that does not see anyone going to war or more bloodshed coming out of a weekend of terror.